Live from Huntertown, Indiana, it's Soarin on the air. And today we're going to have some nice new birds to show you. So first though, I want to introduce you to Lynne, who is our controller. She goes out there, she gets the phone call, she answers the phone, tells people what to do when they find an injured bird or a baby, well, an injured raptor, injured bird, even injured animals, you know, and she connects people to see that they get the right kind of help. So Lynne, you want to tell them what you do exactly?
I answer the phone. Yes, people find raptors everywhere, down and injured, whatever, and they call us. Sometimes after calling the DNR to find us, but they call and I answer, and we find people to go and pick up these birds and bring them to either ICU or out here, usually ICU first, so we can check them out. And
but you also give them guidance on what to do when they find a bird.
Yeah, when they find a bird, I'll tell them don't feed it, obviously. Now, for all of you listening who may find a raptor or any animal or bird, don't feed it. And if you're going to try to give it water, just put it out for them. If they want to drink it, they can drink it. But don't force.
But you also give them guidance, like if they see baby robins hopping across the backyard, or maybe screech owls branching out.
This is baby season, and so we're getting a whole lot of calls about baby raptors that are on the ground, maybe just fledging, and they're hopping around trying to get strength to fly. And so we give them advice. Usually I ask for a photograph so I can see if they look like they're okay. Sometimes they fall out of the nest and their wings get messed up or something, and so I want to see what they look like. And if they look like they're healthy, I will tell them to put them in a safe place and leave them alone.
Now, the thing is that you just don't get calls from Indiana, you get them out of state too, don't you?
I got one from Utah the other day.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was somebody who had a raptor, and he didn't, evidently our organization comes up very high when you Google.
Yeah, we're great.
We're right up there at the top, so he called because we were the first on the list, and so I was able to help him find a place in Utah that he could call. And we've gotten calls from Tennessee and Connecticut, from everywhere, really.
Yeah, it's widespread. I've even gotten Ontario, because the government offices were closed for a holiday. So I said, okay, who's next? I don't know where Huntertown is, but we're going to call them. So anyway, so what you do is you first get the person on there, find out what their situation is, offer them some good suggestions on what can be done. Because basically, if we can help it, we don't want to take the bird.
Right.
We want to make sure that bird gets back out there into nature with its mom and dad. Yep. Because I hate to say it, but mother raptors are better at it than us. Unless it's a robin, then mother raptors should really be bad. So anyway, so we don't want that. But the thing is, also we help with mammals. Find a person. So you have long lists of names and
I do, yeah. And DNR accepted.
Rehabbers here in Indiana, but also other places where they can go get help, especially out of state, like Ohio and Michigan and over into Illinois, those places, so they're nearby. And so then you basically coordinate getting a rescuer to the bird.
Right. So sometimes that takes a while, sometimes not.
Yeah.
But we get somebody there, and they usually I try to ask the people to confine the bird if they can first, because a lot of times, even though a bird is injured, it may still be mobile. So we don't want it walking into the woods and disappearing, basically. So I try to get them to put a box on it or a laundry basket or something that will confine the bird until we can get somebody there.
So sometimes it's a lot of fun talking to the people. Sometimes it's very difficult,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Any examples of some joyful ones?
Oh gosh, yes. Our Athena came from a guy who found her on the ground, and so I instructed him on how to make a nest for her because she was just out of the nest. She was just a fledgling, and she just needed some time. So he made her nest, and he put her in the nest, and she sat there, and Mom and Dad still fed her, and she got big, and she came out of the nest, and again with her brother, so we ended up taking those two because they were a little bit too young yet, and we were afraid if we stuck them back in the nest that they'd come back out again. So we took them, and the brother is still here, and Athena is Athena.
Okay, so Athena's one of our new feathered ambassadors,
Right.
and she's doing real well.
She is, and her brother's doing well too.
Right, so he's out there in the pen with
brothers.
click and clack, or two.
Yeah.
We call them click and clack because they always snap at their beaks, so we call them click and clack, the clack bros.
Yeah, yes.
So, but anyway, so there's some really good stories that come out
Oh,
of
sure.
rescuing these
Yeah.
birds, and we make good friends out there.
We
and,
do.
And so a lot of people have shown a lot of interest, and so
It amazes me, or it has amazed me, how many people really care.
they do, they really care. Sometimes they overcare. You know, I still have a picture of a kestrel mantling a hot dog. They had their heart in the right place, but but the kestrel was sitting there like, what do I do with this thing? But he had it. So anyway, this is Lynne. So when you call up Soarin Hawk, she's the first one that answers the phone, but she also gives other direction, like who do I call to get programs arranged? Who do I call, or where do I go to make a donation? And you know, you can call her anytime. She'll take your money. She's not greedy, but she is. but she'll tell you about things like that, or how to go and volunteer. You know, she'll get in contact with Gigi. So she does a lot of different jobs. So you know, so we kind of overwhelmed her. She thought it was going to be an easy job when I gave it to her. So now sometimes she wonders like, how much did I get into? But
We love Lynne.
Yay!
we do. So anyways.
So call anytime if you have any questions or anything.
Yeah.
We can help you find whatever answers you need.
Okay, so, all right, so Lynne, you're going to introduce us to one of our new ambassadors.
Yeah.
So I'll let you go ahead and get all set up, and we'll be out there to join you in a few minutes.
Okay, great.
Actually, we don't want to be out in the heat, so.
No. I'm going to stay inside for you.
So anyways, we have a new bird. I'm sorry, it's an IU shirt covered up. So this is our new barred owl, which we're hoping everybody will submit a name for. Hi, how you doing? You doing okay? Yeah, look at that. He already hates me. So anyways, so any of our volunteers, you can enter a name for the barred owl, and either here at the pens or over in ICU, we have a nice ballot box like this. You know, I've already got mine already stuffed in there, so I'm sure I get first choice. But anyway, or you can go online to Gigi. What's that address?
My email address,
Yes.
it's Gigi dot Stewart, STEWART at soarinhawk.org.
Okay. So anyway, so any of us that you want to contact, you know, we all use that soarinhawk.org email, and but all you have to do is just put our first name
Right.
with a period, and then followed by our last name. So if you want to get a hold of Emily, you know, you just go in there and put in Emily dot. Whoops, forgot her last name. That's terrible. Anyways, you'll get lots of fan mails, right? So you know, or Nicole. Okay, so Nicole dot Kelty. So you know, so any of you want to send some fan mail to, you know, job offers. We have a graduate biologist here who would like to find a job. So, okay, is that a good enough plug for you?
Sure.
Okay.
Can't get better way.
I get 5% of her first month's salary.
Oh, really?
So anyways, this barred owl will be joining Indy and Peabody. What's wrong with this barred owl?
She came in with an injured eye. We were worried she did not have any vision. So if you look closely at her left eye, it's actually smaller than her right. So she can see enough to eat, but she is not able to go out and hunt on her own. So that's why she's not able to be released.
Okay. So, poor thing. So anyway, so she's going to be staying with us, but another ambassador. So she'll join Indy and Peabody and be going on the road with her. Last year, Indy and Peabody made over 100 presentations And so we got to take some of the workload off them. Okay. So by adding one more, they'll dilute the work effort, you know. And also we have a new friend. And how you doing? Okay. So right now, this is the bar now. Send in your votes, you know. And next week I will dip my hand into this ballot box and pull out the name.
Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not mine again. Okay. So far we're calling him Bud.
But
Bud DeVar now. So no, don't, you can't use that. Nobody can use that. Okay.
is that what your vote is?
That's what my vote is. Bud DeVar. Yeah. So okay. So let's go out and join Lynn. She's out there in the heat, and she's going to talk to you all about our new ambassador. And you know, nice sunny day out here on the prairie. So I'm going to let our cameraman go into the pen with Lynn, and I'm going to stand on the outside, I think. Boil the pen.
Be worried.
Okay, so Lynn, will you introduce our new friend here?
Yes, this is Air.
Spell that, would you?
Air is spelled E-H-R, but phonetically, obviously, it's like air that they breathe. Air is named Air because vultures are known for seeking out the air currents and soaring. So that's why we named him Air.
So what's his story? Why is he here?
Oh, Air. Air came from Wabash, and he was on a couple's property who watched him for a couple of weeks be on the ground, and they felt sorry for him, so they fed him brisket and wild salmon. And thankfully, Air is a vulture, and his digestive system can take that kind of food. But after a while, Air started to get a little bit too pushy as far as wanting to get food from them, so they got tired of him and called us to come and get him. So we sent Bill and Sue down there, and they picked him up and brought him to us. And he stayed with us for, well, I mean, that was last year, actually. And he's been with us for quite a while because we tried practice flying him a couple of times, and he didn't do well. So we ended up sending him to a volunteer that we have in Rochester who has a nice place for rehab vultures. And she watched him and basically told us that he was not going to fly. So we decided we would, since we don't have a vulture, and vultures are indigenous to this area, and it's actually one of the more maligned birds, and we thought it'd be a good opportunity to educate the public on how valuable this bird is. So we decided to keep him.
What kind of service do vultures provide us?
Oh gosh, vultures are the garbage collector of the environment. If you think about us, we have garbage. If we didn't have garbage people come and take our garbage away every week, we'd be overrun. Hello, sweetheart. We'd be overrun by disease and horrible things and terrible smells. So this guy serves that purpose in the environment, and he's very efficient at it. And so this guy can eat things that have died of botulism or anthrax, and they have a digestive system that somehow processes all that and makes it food for them. So they're a very cool bird. And you can see, obviously many people think they're ugly, but I think they're beautiful. But I think a lot of people are disgusted by them because of what they eat. But if you think about what they eat, we eat dead animals too. So I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah,
Theirs is just a little bit riper.
Yeah, but they don't have a fork and a knife, so what do they do?
They have that beak that's made for ripping apart flesh and getting into the cavities of the animal and tearing it apart so they can eat it. A lot of times you'll see vultures and coyotes working together, because sometimes you get an animal that has a really tough hide, and the vulture is not equipped to tear up the hide, but the coyotes are. So the coyotes rip up the animal, and then the vultures come along and finish it off.
So what do the vultures do for the coyotes in return? Oh, well, what happens is that these guys spot the dead animals,
Ah,
and the coyotes watch the turkey vultures,
Very cool.
and they follow the turkey vultures to the dead animals. And
wow, very cool.
so it's a sort of a symbiotic relationship.
It
Yeah.
is. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
so-
That's very cool.
Yeah, so
Oh,
why
you're
does she
such
have a bare
cool
head?
Because if you think about how a vulture eats and what they eat, their favorite part of the animal is the inside. And so they'll be thrusting their head into the inside of this animal, getting it all over their heads. And if they had feathers, they wouldn't have a way to clean that off.
Right.
So they'd end up with bacteria and terrible things on their head, which they wouldn't live very long. So they've evolved to not have feathers so that they don't have that problem.
Okay. And their hunting technique, how do they hunt?
Vultures don't hunt really.
No, what do they do?
They soar,
Yeah.
and they smell. Vultures are one of the few birds. There is another one.
Well, there's several that
That-
see birds, but mostly it's the vultures, yeah.
Yeah, that have a sense of smell. And so they get up on their thermals soaring up in the sky, and they soar around, and they come by smells that they like, and they go down and find them.
Yeah.
So,
So you should bathe daily.
yes, bathe daily. And don't lie still for too long.
Yeah, right. In fact, one of the things that you should know is that the odor that they put into natural gas, you know, so that alerts people you got a gas leak. The people who follow gas lines for leaks. They look for vultures because vultures can detect that smell. And if you see vultures circling over a gas line, you know you got a leak there.
Right.
And so they're sort of beneficial in a sideways to us.
That's how
Yeah.
they found out that they could smell, was that some gas place, whoops, hold on, Bubby. There we go. I know, this is hard for you,
So,
isn't it?
so are these guys really raptors?
No, actually, they're related to storks.
Yeah. So you call them short-legged storks.
So short-legged storks. Yeah. But a lot of people now obviously now they've reclassified them, but we still sort of think of them as a raptor-y kind of bird.
Yeah. And,
But, yeah, I also wanted to say something about his feet.
yep.
You can see how white his feet are. That's actually poop. And they do that on their feet so that it cools them off, and it also is a sanitizer so that they stay healthy
Yep.
and cool.
Okay. And their feet are not like regular raptors because most raptors have talons on, but these just have toenails.
Yeah.
And their feet are mainly designed for running on the ground,
Right.
running and hopping, that kind of thing.
These guys are not designed to pick up your chihuahua and fly away with it,
Yeah.
or your child. Their legs and feet are not strong enough to do that. They're not a hunting bird, they're a scavenger.
Yeah. So when you're sunbathing, just keep your eyes on the sky.
Yeah, right. And I wanted to say something about their wonderful defense mechanism as well. They're obviously, since they have such a acidic digestive system, one of the ways if they're threatened, what they do is they throw up. And in the wild, obviously they're aiming for the eyes of the thing that's coming at them.
Yep.
Here, they just want to make us disgusted, and it's pretty disgusting.
So it's really projectile vomiting.
Projectile
Right,
vomiting, and
yeah.
sometimes projectile pooping as well.
Well, that too. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and you can imagine it isn't just the stomach. It's the digested food or the food that's in the crop that gets vomited, but also the stomach acid and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And I can attest to the fact that it smells really bad.
Well, look where they've been eating.
Yeah, really.
So
My
it
car
was,
still smells like it.
So anyways, Air's just starting his training. We've been
Yes.
doing some PRT training with him, and for a couple of people now, he's getting up on the glove, and it won't be too long before he's going to be out on the trail with us on doing programs. So,
Yeah,
anything
he's-
else? Anybody have any questions at all?
Mm-mm.
No,
No
They're disgusted.
questions.
Everybody's disgusted
Yeah.
already. So,
But we do enrichment with him as well, but we're finding that because he's not a hunter,
yeah,
our enrichment is having to sort of think like a vulture rather than a hawk,
yeah.
and what they like.
Do you have a toy for him?
I do have this week's enrichment, sorry buddy, and what I will show you is, this is a little box that we created to, it sort of blocks the bottom of the box. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a dead, sort of icky dead rat, because he likes rats best, in the bottom here. And we hope that the entry here, things will feel like he's eating a dead animal, basically. Because he's going to have to stick his head in there like he would in a corpse of a dead animal. So we've tried balls, we've tried eggshells, we tried a lot of different things, and he doesn't seem to be interested. So this is more vulture-y, so we're hoping that this will be more,
More along the way.
he'll enjoy this more.
And one of the really neat things about having him here is that he takes care of any leftovers we have at the end of the day.
I know, he's really a good little thing to have.
Yeah, so if we have any leftovers that somebody hasn't eaten everything,
Our own garbage disposal.
our own garbage disposal.
There we go.
Somebody has a question.
How heavy is he, and what is the length of his wingspan?
His wingspan gets up about what, about 6 feet?
6 foot, yeah.
It's a 6 foot wingspan. He
What's
weighs
he
about what, 3 pounds?
3 or 4. He's a little guy.
Yeah, he's not very big.
For a vulture, we think he's probably a male because he's so tiny, even for a male.
Yeah, so
But yeah, he's 6 feet. And if you ever see them, like they cool themselves off, they spread their wings out and sort of sit in the sun.
yeah.
And that's how they cool themselves. And
But it also kills
Feels
the
good.
bugs that they have.
Really?
You know, if they get any bugs from the carrion and stuff that they're eating,
I did not know that.
it gets rid of some of the lice and
I'm
stuff.
sorry, Bubby. Here,
So
I'll
they'll
move.
actually do what we call a rouse, where they open
Yeah.
all the feathers and get that sunshine in there. And
Yeah.
but they
Maybe.
are they're very communal. You know,
They're
and
a very social bird.
they're
yeah.
social birds, so they always in groups, and they go out, if you will, hunting in groups of 3 or 4. And if you notice that when they're flying, their wings are up in a V or a dihedral, and what that does is allows them to fly slowly while maintaining their orientation. So if they had flat wings, they would sit up high, and they would tend to sway more. But if they had their wings up and with the lower center of gravity, they tend to have more stability, and therefore they can use their eyes better for finding their food.
Cool.
Okay, so
Very cool. Okay, let's leave air alone so
okay,
he can
give him the air.
decompress.
Okay, let's give him the air. Okay, do we have somebody else we want to show off today? Okay,
Thank you.
we have a little visit.
Bye, Bubby.
Okay, well, we have one other visitor here for a few moments. It's Nonami, huh? There's Nonami. And Nonami's our eagle owl. And how's he doing?
He's doing great. He's got one ear tuft started. The other one here is kind of starting. I see a lot of feathers coming in.
So he's
Have
what?
another question?
He's what, 9 weeks old?
Yep.
9
What
weeks
is-
old. What a big baby.
What is a group of vultures called?
Oh, that's a good question.
A
I
kettle
don't.
is, a kettle is flying.
Yeah.
Committee is on the ground.
Okay.
And awake is eating.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Huh.
Awake. Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
that's
I didn't know.
interesting.
Yeah, so we knew about kettles, and but wake. Okay, so sounds like us at our Christmas party. Awake. So
Zoom in
Yeah,
on
but
this.
he's getting a lot more of his adult feathers. He's losing a lot of his downy feathers. Doesn't have quite the pantaloon look anymore.
How you doing? Huh? Get your tufts up. He's a little concerned. Okay, he's a little concerned about something. You got the tufts back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but boy,
Yeah.
can you get along the eye when he's turned sideways? Can you show across the eye there how deep? And you know, if I can,
Oh, there. There.
can you know, it's interesting to watch the iris go in and out. You know, and
Yeah.
also if you can watch the front of the eye move in and out as he focuses. You know, that's the neat thing about these great horned owls or any of these buboes. You can see the eye actually moving and changing. You know, so it's just like a camera. You know, where the lens goes in and out as you're focusing. His eye does the same thing. So you see the front of his eyes moving back and forth. You know, you can probably see it on ours too, but it's just so slim or slight. But his is much more definite. So, what you see?
Oh, got an itch.
Oh, got an itch. Okay. So is he still keeping you up nights?
He has like his times when he wakes up and he's like, oh, we have a hair. I always call them hairballs. I'm used to my cats. Looks like he had a pellet. He might have one ready to come up. Yeah, he has his little time where he's a little rambunctious.
Yeah.
Only about 9:30 at night, 10 o'clock at night. He's running around, jumping on his toys.
Yeah. So,
And,
oh, what you see down there, huh? See something else down there. He sees another owl. Okay. So you see. So we have a real crew going out here. So, anyways, you can contact us. You can leave some questions for us. You know, you can get on our website. Oh, what do you see? Oh, the bee. Yeah, we're trying to keep the place as natural as possible, so you'll see all kinds of wildlife out here. In fact, I guess the other day, Ginger caught herself a frog. Frog got saw that frog and it was gone.
Wow.
So yeah, these animals are still wild, even though you think that they're tame, that they're pets. These are not pets. These are all wild animals. They all have sharp beaks and they have sharp talons, and that's why we wear these nice, beautiful Kevlar gloves. You know, so that even though we know the birds know us. Sometimes things happen, and we don't want anybody getting hurt. Especially me. So
Turn around.
Here we go.
There you go.
so anything else you want to announce? Next week we're going to do the drawing,
Yes.
and next week I think we may have crayons flying in the new pens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's just a little bit too hot out here to exercise the birds today. And you know, if everybody had waken up at around 7:30, you could have experienced that. But no, we're on at 1:30, so it's kind of late in the day. It's a little bit too hot, even though we got a nice breeze here on.
Yeah.
We're going to have to name this something, Dobbs Mountain or something, or
Yeah.
what you see up there?
Bird Hill. Vulture.
Oh, vultures. Yeah, there's some vultures coming over. Yeah, we have lots of visitors during the day. We have vultures. We have a bald eagle that flies by. We have a Cooper's hawk over here in the woods. There's red tails. We have had great horned owls fly across. So we have lots of birds out here in the raptor bunch. And then, you know, someday we're going to have to make a list of all the other songbirds and things that we have out here. But we have, we're keeping the place as wild as possible. We're even keeping our weeds. I know some people have complained about some of our weeds, but we're keeping those. If it's wild, it stays, okay?
How much does he weigh now?
Oh, he's probably about, he hasn't gained a whole lot of weight. He's under 5 pounds.
Under 5 pounds. Under 5 pounds.
Yeah, so for our future handlers of him, they're going to have to lift some weights.
Yeah, or either that or get a brace, you know, put it down,
Yeah.
or a crutch, you know, like we do for the eagles.
Yeah.
And so.
That's one funny thing, like when people handle Ruby for the first time, she's about 4 pounds, and they see other handlers who hold Ruby and they're like, what are they complaining about? Yeah. And then they hold Ruby and they're like, oh. So.
Yeah, pretty soon your arm goes to sleep, you know, you're kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
That's it. No?
Yeah, holding Ruby will have to be a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Holding him.
What you see over there, huh? You're watching things.
Something in, more bugs.
Yeah, he's curious about everything. So
Yes.
So
one of these days we're going to have a naming contest for him. Not too sure what that's going to be, But start thinking of your names for him because I'm calling him something different pretty much every day.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll only take names from. I think he comes from the Himalaya mountain area. His birth or grandparents or whatever, and so we'll just have Himalayans write in their names or something like that. We could name him Everest, K2. I don't know. We could think of some names, but he is a beautiful bird, and I think he's going to be a real nice addition out there. So look.
Absolutely.
So anybody out there that belongs to a social group or a school, whatever, tell somebody about us. We'll come out and we'll do programs, and we're pretty easygoing, and we'll accommodate people. And if you have a particular thing that you want to talk about or learn about, we can orient our program to that. We've had people who just want to talk about things like evolution. Other people about characteristics of birds, things like that, or some people just want to know, they just want to look at the pretty birds. Okay, so, but if you look at the pretty birds, you're still going to get a sermon. Okay, so what do you see out there, huh? Oh, I'm sorry, am I in the way? Go ahead, attack another bee.
Another bee.
Another bee. So, I don't have any more to say today, which is very strange. So, anybody else have anything to add? So next week, we're going to try to do some crayons flying and a new pen. We'll also do the drawing for Bubba here and find out our Bud. I'm sorry, Bud. Bud the Barn Owl. And see if we can get a great name for him. And it won't be long now after some more training that he'll go in with Indy and Peabody and spend his time there. And they'll be happy to have him, have another little buddy. Okay, there you go, little buddy. You can use that. Anybody wants to. Little buddy. So, okay, so I'll see you next week. See you next week. And I'll see Emily next week. And Lynne says, I'm glad this is over. Okay, bye.